Hi, I'm Justin Tinding, and I'm the director of the Asian American Pacific Islander Initiative. And I wanted to start out my story by telling you a little bit about where I come from and how I got here. My parents immigrated from the Philippines in 1968, and I tell my immigration story because it really influences the way I view social justice. One of the aspects that really influenced my decisions in college was taking ethnic studies classes and realizing how immigration played a huge role in their ability to do things or not do things. From that, I took on more leadership and became the co-director of the Asian Pacific American Student Union, advocating for AAPI students on my campus. When I continued my leadership and started working with other students of color and working with allies on my campus, I realized that I could align this work when I thought about how many teachers that I had growing up who identified as AAPI. I thought back, and I only had two. And I realized that by being a teacher, I could be an AAPI voice in the classroom. Only 1.5% of our teachers nationwide identify as AAPI. And that statistic to me is staggering, and I needed to do something about it. So I applied to Teach for America and luckily got in. I taught in San Jose, California at a charter school called Rocket Ship. It was an amazing community. 90% Latino, 90% free and reduced lunch, which meant that most of my students identified as low income. I was able to talk about my own identity as Filipino American a lot in my classroom, and the way that I did that was through the literature that I brought to them. One of the books that I loved was Esperanza Rising, and a lot of the themes in that book were actually reflections of my ethnic studies curriculum back when I was in college. So we would be talking about things like immigration, labor, race, class, family, all of these buzzwords, but have really deep and meaningful conversations with 10 and 11-year-olds. I was able to bring ethnic studies into my own classroom and talk about my Filipino-American identity and my parents' immigration story and link that to their immigration stories and a lot of their parents who have also immigrated to the United States in hoping for a better education for their kids. And I think that really influenced why I continue on and am doing the role that I'm in now. I strongly believe that you have the potential to create change across our country in our classrooms as an AAPI teacher and leader. Check out our website, teachforamerica.org. You can figure out who we're looking for as well as the application and look at a lot of where we work and get more information there. If you have any questions, you can always email me or your campus recruiter, and thank you so much for your time.